I just picked up this thing, the Mac 2013 Mac Pro computer, and this is it came with a 256 gig drive, and what I'm trying to do is install Mac OS on an external 4 terabyte USB drive. My overall goal with this thing is to run Windows on it using Boot Camp. I plugged it into the USB A to USB-C, SSD. I think I get over a gig read and write. So let's see what happens. So I just did a boot up to, I did Command R to boot up to the Mac utilities. And I'm going to use disk utilities. And what I'm seeing is so there's the 4 terabyte. And what I want to do is look at the actual format. It's an APFS volume. So I'm going to keep it that volume. USB external physical. And we're going to erase and choose APFS. I don't know. macOS extended journal. Let me look something up. So I'm going to choose APFS, Apple's new file system. I haven't used it. I haven't used a Mac in a while. And again, eventually I'm looking to run Windows on this thing. I just find that Windows runs great on Mac devices. I'm a Windows guy because that's what I know how to use. So I'm kind of trying to get the best of both worlds here. So let's erase the external drive. All done. Go here, and there it is, the volume. APFS. Okay, so let me close this. Reinstall Mac OS. Continue, and see if it comes up as an option. I know there are other workarounds, but I wanted to see if this would be just a simple one. And yeah, it does it. Great, that's a simple one. So on the boot up, Command R, disk utilities, format the external drive. I'm doing it as APFS. Am I saying that correctly? And yeah, APFS, Apple File System. And now I can have the OS externally instead of having the internal one. Now it'll be slower in speed, but I'm more concerned about the space. Instead of having to buy a new drive, I have a SSD that I'm not really using as much as I used to, so this should solve my issue. Okay, let's do the install. I chose it and do install. There it goes. All right, let's come back and see what happens. As we're waiting for the install to take place, again, this is just a crucial, I just happen to have this one. SSD, like I said, I think I get a gig read and write, maybe 500, to USB-A port, USB-C in the back of the Mac 2013 year computer. It has, this computer has 64 gigs and it's a 12 core Intel. And again, eventually I'm looking to run Windows on this actual external hard drive. So it's done, and let's see how well it did. That was pretty fast. Again, I haven't used a Mac or installed anything on a Mac since the time I used to work in my IT section at work, which was over 10 years ago. So I've been using Windows ever since, and let's see if it actually installed on the hard drive. Let me get through all this and come back to you. I went to, what is this, computer? You go to Go, and then you go to computer. And I'm here, and I'm just checking the inside of the hard drive, and there it is, user. As you can see, user 1, that's the one I created, and that's the one I'm on right now. If I go to the old Mac, the 256, and I go to users, it should say admin. Yep, admin. So I am right now on the external hard drive because that's the user I'm using. Under account, you will see user 1. That's where I created the user from the OS. From the external hard drive, let me get information. 14 gigs uses a lot of space now, the OS. And on the startup disk, you can see that both the options are there. Pretty cool. So let me see what I can do with Boot Camp. So it won't allow me to do Boot Camp on the 4 terabyte drive. As you can see, check it out. If I do continue, it says to remove the external attached device. So I can't even do Boot Camp. It won't come up as an option because if I remove the external drive, I will disconnect myself from the OS. Let me try something. So I just removed the SSD that came with the drive. And we'll just start it up to make sure that it's definitely only starting up with this and see if we could do Boot Camp then. Yeah, I guess you learn something new every day. I've never owned one of these. You can't, it won't start up without the cover. It doesn't look like it's gonna start without the cover. I press the power button, nothing happens. Now I'm curious, will it start not locked? I put the cover on. Let me see if it'll start not locked. Up, there it goes. The lights just went on. So the cover has to be on. All right, so I just pulled the cover off and it shut off. I lifted it up because it was unlocked and the computer just shut down. Wow, okay, so you have to have this cover on. Put the lock on, okay. And it shows lock, and then have it, yep, there it is, the power. I had it unlocked, pulled the cover off, and the whole computer turned off. I didn't know that. So I just booted up the computer, and now it's running on the external hard drive. I go to computers. That's all that's there. It's this. It's actually, if you look at it, and you get info, that's the 4 terabyte external drive that it booted up to. And I am booted up, and I am going to just leave it like this. I'm not even going to go any further about this Mac. So let's do the about, so I can show you the OS that's installed down here. And it is going to be Mac OS Catalina. And that's the info below. And I'm not going any further here. This is as far as I'm gonna go. And if you do this and you install a higher grade OS, let me know below if it worked. I don't see why it wouldn't, as it's acting like the boot device and it's working just fine. All right, so I hope you liked the video. I hope it helps. Please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Bye now.